Ew. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the shop. Tonight we are back working on the Cherokee Chief. We will be replacing the power brake booster and the master cylinder. So I really want to do away with all of the brake lines, all of the brake system completely that was factory for this Jeep. I really think the only thing that I'm going to be using is the brake pedal, just because I don't trust brake lines from 1979. So I have the brake booster right here. It was recommended on the full-size Jeep forums online, so we'll see if the internet is right on this one. And then I have the master cylinder right here with the reservoir. So, and I will be bench bleeding these also. The internet says to do that too. So we'll try it. We'll do it. But yeah, we'll try to get all this stuff on. But first we have to remove all of this right here. I really could have waited to do this, but I'm waiting for my radiator to come in. And so now I feel like it would be a perfect time to start working on the brake system, just because the inner fenders and the fenders are out of the way, so I can easily get to all this stuff. But let's get started on it. Ew. So on the inside of the Jeep, you have your wiring mess, but you probably won't have that issue. But there is a clip right there that you have to take a cotter pin out of the brake pedal. Then there's 4 9/16 nuts that hold on the booster. So we'll get those out. So I have everything loose on the inside, the brake pedal disconnected, those 4 9/16 nuts off, and this should come right off. Of course, it's contacting the cord wires. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh yeah. Now we're going to clean this up a little bit, see if the new one fits. So there is an adapter plate that comes off the back of this booster. So got it off. Now I'm going to clean it up real good. There we go. Apply it to the new one. It goes right on, and I'll torque these down. So what I'm going to be doing now, before I install anything onto the Jeep, I'm just going to make sure everything on here sits flush and snugs up nicely. Got my brake booster, and the master cylinder will go on. Fits perfect. And I'm also going to be running an adjustable proportioning valve, and it goes in the kit. It comes with the bracket. Got this off Amazon. It had the best reviews, but looks like you put the little spacers on right here, and that goes on. I'm just gonna snug it up right now because I'm sure I'm gonna have to do some wiggling, because I do have to make lines that go from this to this. See, it says F1, or that's front in, and that's rear in right here. So line from here to here and here to here. So the brake line flaring tool that I have, it's Tool Guy Republic. I got it off Amazon. Once again, had the best reviews. And what I'm going to be doing is making just a small line just to go from the master cylinder to the proportioning valve. So I do have a tube bender right here, but it's obviously too small. So what I like to do is I take a larger socket, and I just kind of start, slowly working it, and just going, back and forth, until I get it just right. So after a lot of frustration and cursing that I would have had to edit out of the YouTube video, got 2 lines. So see, I did leave it loose, that way I can kind of get them started at least. And what I'm going to do is just get them where the threads start on both of them, and then I'll go back and I'm just going to slowly start tightening everything. That way there's nothing in a bind, because you definitely want these perfectly seated. All right, so now what I'm going to do is get the brake system that I have right here mocked up on my firewall. So what I'm going to do is I've actually loosened these 8mm bolts up. I'm just going to get this out of the way. I've got the wires zip tied kind of up out of the way right now, but go ahead and get these out because I don't want to damage this. Because when I was taking the original one out, I nicked it right here. Well, I didn't nick it, but I kind of scarred it. But so we kind of tuck that back in here somewhere. All right. So this should go right back. Beautiful. Like I said, I still have everything kind of loose. I hadn't fully tightened everything up, but we'll get some nuts on the back of that. So I'll show you something else cool that I have. Well, actually I got it off Amazon, but it's for 3/16 tubing. So obviously whenever you order the tubing, it's going to come curled up like this. So you get a tube straightener, and what you do is you just insert it right here. You just start just going back and forth. This is very satisfying. It's like a fidget spinner for adults. So I did put the inner fender back on. I just have it mocked up right now because I need to run where it says front out. So there's two front outs and then there's a rear out. So obviously one front out will go to the driver's side and one to the passenger side. And the rear will obviously go towards the rear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this front one right here and I'm going to take the piece of straight copper line and bend it to go around this inner fender and go to the front brake line down here. So this is what I have. It's not the prettiest in the world, but I never said I was a professional. So I did put the stock steering shaft, I just kind of mocked it up there for right now. That way I know I have clearance, you know, with my coil coming around here. But like I said, this is what I have right here. So let's see if it fits. So I've got the brake line in. Could be a little closer to the frame here, so I'm going to do some bending. You know, probably take it back off and see if I can get it a little closer. But other than that, I say that one's good. So now what I'm going to do to kind of at least finish one thing for this video is I'm going to run my rear out brake line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a slight bend in it to get around this inner fender, and then I'm going to try to make a coil. And I found using a massive socket is a little easier than using one of these to make the coil. So, little tip. So this is what I have so far. The coil's not positioned exactly where I want it, so this copper line, you know, it is forgiving with mistakes. So I can bend it, you know, a little further out while, you know, it's on the vehicle for clearance. But now we'll just run it down underneath the Jeep. So since I'm waiting for the steering shaft to come in, I'm probably just going to go ahead and end this video. But I really appreciate y'all watching, and make sure you tune in for my next video, which we'll be getting the steering shaft in, the brake booster, the master cylinder, all that, you know, buttoned up. But I really appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you on the next one.